Hey everybody, we are back to Hurricane HQ for our official 9 a.m. tropical update for August 25th, 2020. And we actually currently have a hurricane entering the Gulf right now. It is newly formed Category 1 Hurricane Laura. And as you can see to the left, we have our storm surge risk by NOAA. And you can see we're looking at 7 to 11 feet of storm surge in some areas, which is completely insane. That's like if you're on the second floor of your house, you still might not be safe if you're along the coastline there. So we're going to get into this later into the video. And on today's comment of the day is from Nightmares, and he says that I do be scared in Louisiana though, and I 100% agree. This system is forecasted to become a major Category 3 hurricane as it hits Louisiana / Texas, kind of in the center, I would say. And it's actually supposed to even head up to the East Coast and possibly form to a tropical storm near New Jersey's eastern coastline, along with Long Island, and everywhere around the Northeast possibly could have some impacts. And here's our current 9 a.m. Atlantic Basin image, and right over here is our Hurricane Laura right here. If you guys are wondering what's going on with Tropical Depression Marco, it has I wouldn't say officially dissipated, but we'll get back into that later. It's about to dissipate. It's very weak, and actually, that system and all this shear is actually making a breeding ground for this storm. And this one will most likely have it's like the perfect place to develop is right in this area in the Gulf. It's like the really warm waters there, so it's like the perfect place for the system to grow. And here's our average forecast tracks, and it looks like this track has actually taken this Florida track and is moving south of. Actually, what it did was it actually moved through here, and it's like taking this track and this track, but in the center, is what I would say. And we have, I'm sorry, that's not tropical storm. Well, let's just jump right over to our NOAA forecast, and it doesn't. All right, now it looks like we just got that advisory in. When I looked literally 3 minutes ago, it still wasn't updated, but we have Hurricane Laura at 65 knots or 75 mile per hour sustained winds, with the minimum central pressure is 991 millibars. And movement, it looks like 15 knots west-northwest or 17 miles per hour. And we have a lot of data available now. It looks like hurricane watches are still up, along with tropical storm watches for a lot of Louisiana. Looks like the cone's slightly tilted more to the east slightly. I'm not 100% sure. But as you can see, this M here means it is forecasted to become a major hurricane in the next few days. It is forecast to become a Category 3 major hurricane at 115 miles per hour as it hits Louisiana and Texas. And it is actually supposed to be a tropical depression by 1 a.m. Friday. It looks like Arkansas, and actually it's going to continue its tropical depression until around Sunday, around 1 a.m., where it actually has a potential for developing into a tropical storm off the New Jersey-Delaware coastline, possibly bringing tropical storm force winds to the northeast yet again for, I believe this is the third time. We had Tropical Storm Faye, Tropical Storm Isaias to hit the northeast, which was actually a hurricane in the mid-Atlantic to southeast, and we also have this system. So this would actually mark the third one, and technically they would have had slightly more activity in the northeast than, or on the east coast than in Florida, which is usually not how it goes. And we actually still have some tropical storm warnings issued for parts of Cuba, although I'm sure they'll be allowed to expire in the next few hours, along with Key West also, but again, probably going to expire shortly. And I believe we're probably going to start seeing a hurricane wind extent soon. It's officially a hurricane right now. Let's actually just take a look at the arrival times of winds. And as you can see, we have this area and this area. Yes, these are those impacts, and it's possible for those tropical storm force winds along the entire eastern coastline. I would say all the way up to Long Island area, taking a pretty good amount of New Jersey, all the way down over to North Carolina, parts of the Outer Banks possibly, Maryland, that's Washington, D.C. too, in that area. So definitely some impacts there. And down here, we can see those tropical storm force winds probably by Wednesday, 8 a.m. at Louisiana. We might actually have a severe or extreme weather live videos going on like crazy on Wednesday all day, and possibly even in the Northeast. Although, once it does get to Arkansas and continues in the central U.S., then most likely we're not going to be doing any extreme weather lives because it won't be that extreme. And our wind speed probabilities. Yep, 90% chance for tropical storm force winds all the way into Louisiana and Texas. Sorry about that. Hurricane wind speeds, a little bit lower, but still quite high, along with 50-knot wind speeds. And tropical storm force wind speeds are even possible in the Northeast. So far, they're quite low because the National Hurricane Center is not exactly sure what to say about this. We're not totally sure if it even will develop yet up there, although it's definitely possible, and they're giving that possibility of development a chance of probably around 30%. And now we have our wind history, and we are not seeing any hurricane force winds because it is newly formed just an hour ago, but we'll probably see those hurricane force swaths probably about by 11 a.m. today. And that is actually the next full update from National Hurricane Center. It looks like for warnings and service winds, we still have those warnings over here. Tropical storm force still affecting parts of Cuba. And again, those tropical storm warnings and hurricane warnings issued for Texas and Louisiana. Now, this is where we start to get into the water. Yes, first we'll start off with rainfall. Rainfall, we're going to see decent amounts of rainfall down here, up to around 6 to 10 inches. Definitely can add on to storm surge and wave heights. Flash flooding potential is very high around here, up to 20% chance, which is actually kind of high. And I guess now is the time to actually show you guys the bad news. But first, we'll start off with our storm surge watches and warnings. So all it is right now is watches, although I believe by the time the 11 a.m. advisory comes in, we'll be starting to get those warnings in. Hurricane warnings should be issued, and storm surge warnings will also probably be issued. Looks like these watches do extend all the way over to New Orleans area. So definitely something to watch. And it actually looks like it goes quite far inland, actually. I know this Louisiana areas, it's kind of low. And actually, let's just take a look at the peak surge first. And we could see up to 7 to 11 feet of storm surge in this area, which is completely insane. That is like 2 stories and you'd be on your roof kind of thing. And if you guys are actually in that area where this thing's going to hit, you guys actually have to prepare. I'm not like joking now. Like, the warning is most likely going to be issued in 2 hours from now, or 1 hour and 41 minutes from now. And you guys should actually start preparing. Get to the stores. Of course, social distance, wear masks, stay safe from coronavirus. But I believe you guys should 100% start preparing for the system. If you live in any of these areas along the coast of Louisiana or even parts of Texas all the way down to Houston, you guys should definitely prepare. Right now, everything in the red is above 9 feet storm surge. Well, anything in the orange is above 6 feet. Anything in the yellow is above 3 feet. And anything in the blue is above 1 foot. These numbers can vary, although I think it's highly likely for up to 11 feet of storm surge. And if you are even in these red areas, you should actually start preparing. Well, actually, on our website, if you go check it out, I'll leave the link in the description. We actually have an entire checklist from Florida Disaster for hurricane preparations, and you guys should actually kind of prepare. Make sure you get plenty of water-sealed bags, because in these areas where the storm surge is in the red, these waters will probably not even dissipate for days, is my prediction. And you guys should 100% prepare for the system. Like everyone is saying, the Weather Channel, AccuWeather, the National Hurricane Center, everybody should prepare for the system, because this could be major. Well, it will be major. And I'm saying a lot of damage is possible. I'm saying all of these counties down here are in a big major risk, and if you are actually ordered to evacuate, you guys should definitely evacuate. No joke, if it's mandatory, you have to evacuate, and you should. Because then, if it's mandatory, usually it's really bad. And if it's voluntary, honestly, I would, but still, I think it's up to you if it's voluntary. Although mandatory, it's not 100% mandatory, they won't force you, but you just about have to. And if you want to survive this hurricane, you should evacuate when told to do so. And above 9 feet is devastating. It's literally going to flood your entire first floor of your house, and some of these houses probably are even 1 floor high, and that you guys would probably be on the roof and there's actually a very dangerous, even if you're on the roof, because that's storm surge. And then there's this really powerful 115 mile per hour sustained winds, and up to category 4 or possibly even 5 gusts. So you guys definitely should prepare and evacuate if told to do so. Also, if you guys would like to see storm surge, wind speeds, flooding, all in, I would say, augmented reality, or really, I actually made a playlist on our channel page. Just go check out our channel. It's the first thing on our home screen. It says, actually, let's just head over there now, actually. So right now, once you get onto our channel, you can see we're red now for moderate risk. Right here's our website and our channels. And once you scroll down, this playlist here is Prepare for Hurricane Laura and Laura to Become a Major Hurricane. All of these videos are actually from the Weather Channel, except this one. This one's Watch versus Warning. The rest of them are actually from the Weather Channel. I just wanted to show you guys these, though, because these are really helpful for understanding storm surge, wind speeds, and how to prepare. This one is actually what I would recommend you guys watch first. Then this one, and then storm surge and flash flooding. And flash flooding can happen quite far inlands, so make sure you guys actually check all of this out. And yeah, this actually could be bad. And you guys can leave your comments in the live chat, and I'll answer them live. And you actually might get featured in our next video. Do you think this system will become a category 4? Say in the comments, and you could get featured, or most likely will be, in our next video. So continuing on this video now, now we're going to head right over to our Trouble Tidbits forecast. And right now, on Trouble Tidbits, I already showed you those cone from NOAA, and here is our IR satellite image. Hopefully it works this time. It does take a little bit of a while to load, although this thing is looking quite organized right now. It's looking very organized, actually. It's looking really like a hurricane right now, and it's supposed to get even more organized in the next few days. It's supposed to hit Louisiana on the 27th, so everybody there should be ready and prepared in the next 2 days. And definitely prepare if you live in the coastal areas of Louisiana or even eastern Texas. So here's our spaghetti models on the European side, and a lot of them are taking it right through West Louisiana, and these impacts can be seen all the way around. It's not just the center. These tropical storm force winds can be extended all the way over the New Orleans area, possibly. And a lot of the European shows it going right through New Jersey and Delaware and Maryland, so possibly some tropical storm type conditions are over here. GFS model shows similar. It actually shows it getting a little bit of strength. This one more shows it heading south of New Jersey and Maryland and Delaware, and more through North Carolina, Virginia, and South Carolina. Although honestly, I think anywhere in the Mid-Atlantic, Northeast, or even Southeast is possible. Canadian model shows it heading right through the Mid-Atlantic, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, some in North Carolina, Virginia. It's more less organized, but still, that's where it's mostly showing it. And intensity guidance is showing a lot of these models continuing straight up into Category 3. A lot of them actually continue to head up there. Most of them, or almost all of them, show it hitting Cat 2. Cat 3, definitely possible. It's actually what the NOAA Hurricane Center is actually forecasting. And it's just once it hits land, it's going to take a very direct downfall. And once that actually gets right off the east coast of Maine, New Jersey, and just anywhere off the east coast, it possibly could gain a bit more strength, possibly becoming a hurricane again. Who knows? But I think mostly a tropical storm is possible after that. And if you guys were actually wondering what happened with Marco, we're about to take a look at that right now. So it looks like Marco right now, we'll refresh, is a post-tropical cyclone with maximum sustained winds of up to 30 miles per hour with minimum central pressure 1,008 millibars, moving 10 miles per hour to the west, and it's quite weak. I do still have this on our website. I actually took it off the smartphone because it's nearly nothing. I wanted to save room for Laura on the smartphone version, although on our computer it's still here, it's looking like nothing. Mostly it's going to weaken by 1 p.m. Tuesday into just about nothing. It'll just say remnants have dissipated, and that is always sad for the storm when it says that. I always feel sad for like 2 seconds until I feel like a burst of happiness, I guess. And here's our flash flooding potential, really just from some thunderstorms passing by. And I actually did see just a few minutes ago, before I started this video, just about 18 minutes ago, a tornado was located, radar indicated. Right now, I'm actually looking on my second screen right now, and I don't see it any longer, but it did look like a tornado was possibly touched ground in that area, so definitely something to watch. We can actually check for anything right now, since it is tropical. We'll just check right now, National Weather Service page, and we'll just look for any kind of alerts right now. And it doesn't look like any really alerts in this area. What is this? Alright, it just looks like a flash flood warning is in effect for that area right here. So it looks like some rain is passing by, although most likely nothing really other than that. Possibly a severe thunderstorm watch or warning issued just around hazardous weather outlooks possibly. And it actually looks like we have a severe thunderstorm warning in Pennsylvania right now. So if you're in this area, south of Johnstown in Pennsylvania, you guys should probably take cover, get to an interior room, and stay safe. And I guess I will just jump over to our windy forecast right now. And the NAM model looks like the most accurate right now, and it's actually showing it get really strong. It looks like up to 128 miles per hour. Do you know how close this is to Category 4? Category 4 is 133 miles per hour, and 129 is really close, so this is definitely something to really watch, everybody. This is something really to watch. Wait, Actually, let's check and see. Okay, I was actually incorrect. It's actually 129 on the Saffir-Simpson scale. So it looks like we officially had Category 4 according to the NAM model. ECMWF shows a Category, looks like 3 right now. While the GFS also shows a little bit weaker, 97 miles per hour. And let's just use the NAM model, for example. Or the ECMWF is what I meant. It shows it actually coming out of North Carolina. It looks like gaining a bit strength. Possibly, if it does come out of North Carolina, affecting the East Coast. It really does depend. It's a little too far to really know. Just tropical storm force winds could be possible for the Northeast, and I think anything's possible at that point. And I guess I'm going to end that video here. Make sure you check out our website where you can find all of our latest maps and data on there. There's also a checklist of what to do to prepare if you are in Louisiana or Texas, in those areas to prepare. Also, you can find more maps and data there, and make sure you comment below. Do you think this system will become a Category 4 hurricane? And you might get featured in the next video, and we'll see you in the next one.